So I've explained this so many times on my streams and stuff. Like what basically happened was there was a TV show on MTV with girls playing Counter Strike, uh, and it was like 15 years ago or something, insanely long ago. No idea why that was even a thing, but someone had the name NATO, and I just thought it sounded so cool, so I just completely yoinked that. And then I played some kind of strategy game I picked up for like €7 or something like this used, called Warlords 4, so like Warlords IV, like in Roman numerals or whatever. And there was like heroes that had randomly generated names or whatever, and one of them was called like, I think like VENJOR, so Venjor Saphix. And then I just took the suffix from that and I just put them together. So I wasn't like, back then it was a big deal if you were like name faking, you know. So I didn't want to just be NATO, I wanted to be NaToSaphiX. So yeah. And it was like you always had to include an X or a Z in your name to be really cool back when I was 10. So that's where that came up about. Oh, I mean, I actually don't know. This is a really good question. At some point, I tried to go through a rebrand. I was like maybe 13 or something like this, and I was thinking that I was just done being me, and people had some like ideas about me. I'd never been at a LAN or something, so people would not be able to recognize me. And what I changed my name to was like Traumatizer, with every letter capitalized except for the I. It actually looked pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know. I did try. There are some old YouTube videos you'll be able to find if you search for Traumatizer HD, because that's also another thing. You had to have HD in your name to be cool back then, because HD just became a thing basically on YouTube. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be my best answer, Traumatizer. Or I mean, I was already into like the first time I got into CS:GO. I guess I played the beta, but I didn't like it that much. The first time I got into CS was like when I was 11 or something like that. People in my school were playing the game. Um, my parents did not allow me to play GTA and stuff like this because it was too bloody and too like grown up. And the same with Counter Strike. So actually, I think I bought it, but um, I'm not sure if I was allowed to play it at the beginning. But yeah, I guess at some point I started anyway. And yeah, then I mean, I just had a real love for Counter Strike. People can find old Counter Strike source videos from 2000, I don't know, 9 or something, around when I started, I guess. So yeah, it's been a while, but CS:GO was just natural next step for me. I didn't like it at the beginning, so I started a little bit late, but yeah, here we are. Well, I don't know. Like, I also don't want to give too like long answers all the time, I guess. But like my career high point, I guess you could say, was when I played in Heroic. That's probably the highest I achieved as a player in a way. But I guess you could also make a case that when I won CS Summit with Mouse Sports, that was one of the high points of my career. Um, I think also the second time I was playing with Complexity, they were like actively considering using me for the major circuit. And I do believe with the result we showed there that we would have made the major if we would have played with me, because I fit really well in the team. So I feel like that was also one of my high points. On that, I feel like I've done so much different stuff, like been a caster at some events, I've done YouTube and streaming, and yeah, I've had many high points. But as a player, it's like probably Heroic and then a few achievements here and there. So this is something that has definitely changed over the years and multiple times in my career. I'll name a few that really stand out to me. Like there was this Danish guy called Resex. He was always my favorite teammate back in the day. Just a great guy, smart, funny, really took care of like being a professional in and out of the game, but also he was really theoretical in a way. Like he was thinking a lot about how to improve his game, and he was willing to do things when I played with him back in like 2016 that other people weren't. Like he would go and play aimbots for hours, but then he would afterwards go and like think maybe about, I don't know, meditation or some shit, you know, like he in a way I felt like he was ahead of the curve with a lot of things. And he was just always like a really nice guy that I could talk to, but he was also a lot the same as me, like pretty emotional and liked talking about feelings. And I think that's something that made it really easy for me to play with him. Otherwise, I think Cyclone taught me so much. Obviously, the coach of Mouse Sports now, but definitely one of the smartest Counter Strike minds I've ever played with. Um, Even though he didn't really have that many player achievements to back it up, like this guy was really, really smart, and always had a really good relationship with him outside of the game as well. I think there are definitely also like, I think someone like Isatek was in terms of like best teammate up there. I think on a personal level, we work pretty well outside the game. I think inside the game we also work pretty well. But he was just like the perfect teammate, as in like he could take on all roles, and he would hype you up sometimes and give you criticism sometimes, and just like, yeah, if I could take like create a player in a lab, I would create him. Um, and then like the last guy, blame F, but I would say it's mostly because he carried my ass, and because he literally carried my ass after we'd win big matches, which always was good vibes. But then also just he's such a funny guy. Like you cannot lose and be sad with blame F on the team, and that's just something that is very underrated in Counter Strike. He's a lovely guy to work with. I think potentially Kerrigan. Um, I think he's also a guy like, and I didn't count him in the best teammates thing because like I was a stand-in. I feel like it doesn't really count, but yeah, like Kerrigan for sure. I think me and him have not similar career paths, but I feel like we could have. He started out as an AWP with pretty good stats and like having a lot of impact in the game, but then like started shifting a little bit more to more of like an IGL or like a guy who's thinking a lot about the game. And I think potentially my career could have gone a little bit differently, or like I, I think I have what it takes to actually be like I'm not gonna call myself a top tier IGL, but I think I have a lot more potential as an IGO than I've realized in the past. And I think someone like Kerrigan, he's just done it for so many years and he's so good at what he does. He's just a nice guy in and outside of the server. Yeah, he's just bright, and I think he's the greatest IGL of all time. So it's really a guy I look up to, not just as a player in Counter Strike, but just as a human being. Like he's absolutely amazing, so down to earth, and yeah, definitely my biggest idol right now. Okay, now I'm creating a team with vibes, but to win also. I will say we bring in Kerrigan. Um, yeah, honestly, like just straight off the bat, like I'm gonna also balance like probably nationalities a little bit and personalities and stuff like this. Like I'm not gonna put myself on a team with just Simpo and Nico and Saibu and let's hope that I can be carried. But like right now I would play op, of course, and then I would have Kerrigan coming as IGL. I think I would play with Blamef as well. I think that guy is just consistently so good. Some people have obviously some things to say about his playstyle, but um, I don't know. I think he's just damn good. And then to, I guess, balance in a way Blamef, I think it would be really solid to have Config in there as well. I played with him also when I was standing in for Complexity. I've actually known Config since we were both like 14 or something, back in Source days. But he's also just the same as Blamef. He's so fucking funny. And he's so good at the game as well. So like, if you have a team of Kerrigan, Blamef, Config, that's the insanely, like the most insane trio. And then I guess like to fill out the team, I would have someone like either someone like Isatek or someone like Stown, who's like fluid in all roles and who like has insane individual ability, but also a good mindset and is a nice person to work with as well. Yeah, actually, I think like a Kerrigan, Config, Blimeth, Isatek team is outrageous, and actually, I think this team would contend for a major title, honestly. Like, it's really an extremely sick team. And if I'm then on the team, we're definitely going on like a 8 major winning streak in Source 2. So yeah, or like CS2. So that would be a banger team. Plus, we will be able to speak our native language, which obviously also has some added value. And yeah, I don't know. I think that would be really, really sick. It would teach me so much to play that team as well, and I think we would have so much fun. That's a good one. I think I would have some. I wanted immediately to say like I would have a like boring desk job, but honestly, I don't think like a desk job is that boring. I haven't had one, so maybe it's also like a little bit of hoping, but no, I would have gone a much more straight and narrow path career-wise. Like, I don't think I was ever really a risk taker before I came to Counter-Strike, but I had big dreams of becoming like a, yeah, I don't know actually if it's that big of a dream, but like I was expecting to be a lawyer. There's like, I don't know, school has always come pretty easy for me, so I would have just taken like a university degree and done something like that with my life. I would have probably kind of been pretty competitive in whatever environment I would have been in anyway. But yeah, I think like I had. It sounds in a way like I have a big ego or something like this, but I feel like I have many options. Like um, I I feel like I work hard and I'm a nice guy, and I think yeah, school has always come easy to me, so I think I could work in whatever industry I would want to. But Counter Strike was a choice for me, and I really enjoy it. So I mean, I think you know it as well, Archie. But yeah, I just came back from visiting my family in Denmark, and I obviously love them very much. My lovely fiance as well, and her family, and just all my friends. Something I hold very highly. Um, Other than that, like outside of gaming, I don't have like too many passions. I've always liked playing football as well. My dad was playing football at a pretty decent level in Denmark and stuff. I guess, and yeah, he's super good at football, so it's always been like a little bit a part of it. I think if I wasn't so into gaming as well, and I would have like more free time, I think honestly I would be trying to watch more basketball because it's actually really caught my attention in the last years. Like I watched this The Last Dance with Michael Jordan way too many times, and I've started following this guy on YouTube called Jimmy High Roller, who makes really good basketball videos, and I just watch them every time they come out. They're always 20 minutes, and I watch the whole thing through, and I learn so much. And I've never ever watched even a minute of basketball, so like, I know all the players, I know who's good, who's bad, I know historically who is like the best and what records are hard to beat and how the game works and stuff. I've never watched a single second of like an actual basketball match, so um, I think I would, yeah, be pursuing other interests like something like this, either just like watching it, or I would take up like a hobby that would be interesting. I think, I mean, it's a really deep question, and there's many things, but also I I sing in the shower, and I think music is actually quite interesting. So I think also, yeah, I've thought about a few times if I had infinite money and I could just do whatever I want. I think I would, yeah, maybe creating music during the day. Um, I don't see myself as some insane musical talent, but I think I could pretty quickly work out how to make like music in whatever music program, and I think my singing is not awful, so it's something I would actually be really interested to try. But right now I'm on that I'm on that grind to live, so I don't have time for those kind of things, unfortunately. Uh, I mean, I think there's a ton of things. Like, I, I think I am like a very public guy. I don't keep too much within, but there are definitely like, I don't know. There are some things that I obviously keep away from like the public eye. Um, One thing people don't know is that I can touch my nose with my tongue. Um, and like I've shown it, I think, before in a video. I guess I can show it. We leave that to the end of the video so that we get the watch time up. But I will show that after. But like that's one thing. I don't know. I think another fun fact that not many people know as well is that when going through the school system, I skipped the 8th grade. So like I went from the 7th grade to the 9th grade directly, and yeah, I started university when I was like 18 years old and like 5 days or something like this. So I was like super young. I finished like gymnasium, like high school in Denmark, before the age of 18 as the only guy in the whole year. And I remember in the speech that the principal or whatever gave at the end, he was like saying we had only one person this year who was living only on like sodas instead of beers or something like this. I think this is a pretty cool achievement as well, actually, in my life because yeah, it shows I've achieved, I guess, things in different areas. Um, then there's obviously also some things people don't know, like in terms of my career. I think I will come out with it at some point. Like I have made the video, for example, with these organizations where I was promised a contract and then not, and I'm definitely expecting to release it at some point. Um, there are other things I think in my career where it's things that I cannot tell because I'm an active player and I'm in the CS:GO circuit. But if I ever feel like I don't know, in a way, the like statute of limitations is up, like these organizations or these players that the story is about or whatever, that it's so far removed from current reality that I can share it with no issue. I probably will, because there's so much going on in Counter-Strike that people don't know, and I don't know, it's easy to feel alone sometimes. Like I think people in the public's eye, or like the general public, people who watch Counter Strike, they actually don't know what's going on and how shit it is to be a player if you're not like in a top team. Like it's really awful. Um, Something like that. I wish I would be able to tell people more about, but that will have to wait. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I think the only thing I've left is, I will try to get close to the camera here. Okay. So like, I can touch my nose, right? It's so weird. It's my best party trick.